happy Monday, and welcome into Zelda Speedruns. Today we have the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 4 tournament, a Group D race in the round-robin stage between FeatherBlade and gymnast86. Tracking today are Vibrant Viola and Tumbletalk, who will be here in, 5 to 10 minutes, and I am going to be your solo commentator today, Golden Devil. This is both runners' first race. Gymnast, I think, pretty known quantity in the Skyward Sword community, and the Zelda speedrunning community. FeatherBlade started playing, I want to say it was a little over a year ago. She did the qualifiers for the Season 3 tournament, and she did not make the top 16, but she did the qualifiers and has been playing a lot since, so I think it'll be interesting to see. I don't really see her race much, as she is in a different time zone, and I don't see her streams, but I know she has been on the grind a lot. So it should be good. If you've not seen SSR, to beat the seed, you've got to beat 3 required dungeons. You have to collect 3 pieces of the Triforce. You have to find the Goddess Harp to raise the Gate of Time, and you have to get the Master Sword, which is the level 5 sword. We're going to start in a random spawn. They're going to start with a random starting item, and we are off. And I've looked at the hints already. They're on a 10-minute stream delay, so I know them. But our spawn here is in Lanayru Mine Entry. Lanayru is basically the only region where you would potentially want to go back, because your spawn can have some pretty big implications. Our Baron regions are our starting Lanayru Mine, Beetle Shop, and Betrot's House. I'll be curious to see if either of the runners actually go back and check their other spawn in Lanayru, because if it's not the mine entry, there are potentially a bunch of things accessible. Nobody's checked their starting item yet. FeatherBlade may not know this. She's getting this cube. You don't have to. And our starting item is Ballad of the Goddess. So Thunderhead is open from the start. I'll be curious to see if we kind of see the usual sky loop, or if anyone decides to go check the spawn. This is actually the second seed in a row with a ballad start. It's the only song really you can start with that can actually open checks, since there is one check in Thunderhead that is open with your starting sword. And yeah, Jim is doing what I would do, which is to check the spawn here, because if it's in Sansi or not Gorge, but Lanayru Desert, you can do some things. And in fact, it is at Pirate Stronghold. So there are now 3 more checks that Jim can get here. Our dungeons today are first half dungeons, Skyview, Earth Temple, LMF. It's 2 of the quicker dungeons plus LMF. It's like Spiral Charge Rocks are dead. And Jim is going to go check to see if there's anything here in Pirate Stronghold. I think I'm going to have a co-commentator join me. So give me 1 second. I need to look away. There is something in Pirate. I'm going to quickly pull in. Let's see if I can do this. Sorry, I'm trying to pull in co-commentator. Also do some other things. Fortunately, screen space. There we go. So it is Gratitude Crystal Pack. All right. I didn't see anything. Okay, Triforce and LMF. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for catching hints as I was trying to do other things. Lumpy Pub. Okay. I'm going to look at this as Jim looks at them too. Yeah. And LMF to Scaldera. Huh. That's an interesting hint. It could just be something like a ruby tablet right in the first check. It could be digging mitts, because Earth Temple starts closed. It'll be interesting to see what that means. Other than it probably means we're going to get claw shots or bomb bag or hook beetle pretty quickly, because those are the three things that are going to open up our access to get into the LMF entrance. Summit Dig Spot dead is a nice hint. Just because, I mean, you might go grab the hint next to that spot anyway, but without Fire Sanctuary, you don't really have to go into that far into Volcano Summit. Money and a heart container. Yeah, health. I don't know. Health is not a big thing in this randomizer for the most part. There's not a lot of places where you're going to want to. It actually makes it harder to intentionally die when you need to. Let's see. So we're going to see, I think, a pretty conventional Skyloft route here. There's our first of the 4 swords. We need 3 of them. Yeah, the interesting thing, and oh no, Betrothed House is dead. Never mind. I was going to say Betrothed 10 is in Logic right now, but Betrothed was all Baron. So that's not going to do much. But we are probably going to get a good number of items here on Skyloft. There's our digging mitts. That takes one thing off the board for our potential Scaldera path. But those digging mitts really only... Well, they do unlock 1 check. So they might send you into Thunderhead here. Thunderhead does have a hint stone. There's 1 check on the Isle of Songs you can get right now. Ruby Tablet is certainly likely, but it could still be something like the Bomb Bag. But yeah, that's my guess is the Ruby Tablet. It's going to just kind of depend on how we get access into mainland Eru Desert. Because there are kind of 3 different sets of items that can give you the logical access to get in there. You're hoping you get the claw shots early, so you don't have to just traverse a completely dead. Yeah, you don't have to just go through completely dead mines with no items. Jim, meanwhile, he is setting up a Bitmagic file. I guess that's for LMF potentially. There are some bit tricks you can do in LMF depending on the layout of it that potentially allow you to get dungeons. So FeatherBlade, she got a sword that Jim has not picked up yet. Jasnix is muted.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
Hi.
Jasnix.
I'm just popping in. So.
Yeah. So for Jasnix, we had a linear spawn in a barren mine.
Oh, fun.
With 5 crystals in Pirate Stronghold, which is our other linear spawn. It's Skyview ET LMF. And LMF is our path to Scaldera. Which
that's scary.
Is that probably going to be something related to Ruby Tablet, but we'll see.
Yeah. So first 3 dungeons, that's not a bad combo. I mean, 2 quick ones.
All right. Well, there's our first beetle. We also have Beetle Shop Baron, Betrow Baron.
So it looks like we get like a light scallop seed.
Yeah. But they're going to have to either get Bomb Bag or a second beetle or another tablet or claw shots pretty soon.
Well, okay, there's second beetle.
Yeah. That is not the way you're going to want to traverse linear mine, but I also think you're probably just going to want to do that.
Yeah.
Because my guess is Ruby Tablet is going to be the first thing in LMF. I feel like more often than not, if there's a path hint, it's just that item. I mean, it's just depending on the items you start with. It's also sometimes really early in logic.
Yeah. So I guess we're just kind of doing the normal Scala loop a little bit. I see Jim going back. Did he get something for? Oh, he got a projectile? I guess
he's gonna check. That is, Nehru's Wisdom contains a possibly required bow. Nobody's going into that trial.
No, not at all. Bow is no sand chip, no bow, and there's
Jim almost skipped the tad tone. Okay. You don't want to skip that quite yet, since we haven't seen either copy of that always hint.
There's a bottle in here, so that's another check in the sky.
Yeah, basically the two options right now, I think, are go to a pretty light Thunderhead and grab the hint and grab the two things you can do, or just go run through mine and start doing stuff in desert.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can do Oriel and Peros crystals as well with the bottle, but I feel like desert is probably the smart play just because there's a lot of checks you can ping, even if you can't do them all. You get a lot of information.
Yep. Looks like starting with Oriel and Para, this makes sense.
Yeah. The only routing difference so far, Jim went back and he went to Pirates. FeatherBlade actually hasn't checked her spawn within the linear region, so she doesn't know yet that she has access to Sansi.
Makes sense.
And that does mean, because of how things work out, that Cave's Key could be in a barren region.
Oh, interesting, actually.
Because it's when your starting statue and spawn are on opposite sides of the door, Cave's Key becomes unrequired.
They played with a really sketch landing onto that platform. I've never seen it. They landed like on the exact edge, and then they just immediately grabbed the ledge when they fell. That's
yeah. I do wonder
if Jim
is gonna try and douse around just to see if there's a barren chest here. I sometimes, if I have to go through a barren region, will just douse. Oh, so those notes are groups of tad tones. So the Water Dragon's reward in Flooded Farron Woods requires 17 tad tones to collect. They start with 14, so they have to collect 3 more. We've seen 2 of them. And yeah, they're not on the tracker. We have limited tracker space.
If you know how like Tangle statues work in Wind Waker, it's very, very similar.
Yeah, Jim just deciding to, since he's riding through. Yeah, in Flooded Farron Woods, we have 5 of the groups of tad tones are checks. Because 17 is just a lot, and it becomes kind of unbalanced. Jim is gonna just break slide through here, probably. Oh. Even at Jim's level, break slides are not free.
Break slides are never free.
It's funny. Everyone says they are harder on the HD version, but I think because that's where I learned them first, I'm just better at it.
Yeah, I'd say they're harder on HD. I feel they're a little less consistent on HD. It might be because I've played more SD than HD, but I definitely find the SD ones to be a little easier. Also, Joy-Cons are difficult. They're not as easy. I feel like they're not as easy to be precise on. The nunchucks being a little bigger kind of helps out. Yeah, so we get some nice little mines convergence. The most interesting region in the game, absolutely. Everyone loves this place. I'm sure no one would ever disagree.
Jim taking the opportunity to potentially damage down a little bit.
Saint Beetle flying.
Yeah. Honestly, flying the beetle there to get that is more consistent than rolling a bomb.
Honestly, knowing Jim, I'm actually a little surprised he isn't. So there's a way you can get around doing this. You can do a bit warp to get to the Lineru Caves early.
And two
Plus
hints.
2 hints, and then you can also get Gorge access, and the Gorge statue is like one of the best ones to have. So it
Yeah, it's just like it is a slow bit warp, right?
yeah, it's a little bit slower than going through mines. But I feel like usually it's the common play. I feel like Jim may just not be feeling like gambling this race. Because it's a little bit risky of a play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's risky. It's just kind of slow.
Yeah. Though I
Like,
actually will say another advantage it does give you in these settings specifically is that because we have Sand Oasis cube on, it does let you get that cube really quick or really easily, which is something that is
That's
kind
true.
of that cube is one of the harder ones to get if you don't have claw shots. So.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday in one of the seeds.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was the second one, 64-bit
Yeah.
whale. I think that cube played a bit of a role. So
When we chose the cubes, that was something we actually did think about. Is like, are there cubes that are a little out of the way where you have to make some decisions about, do I get this thing that's really inconvenient, that is in logic, and making people kind of make that call. Because yeah, with Hook Beetle, that cube is in logic.
it's just awful.
It's just out of the way.
Yeah. If you because you
Like,
can
I
either
actually think with
do
him being able to break slide, it's not as terrible for him. But
yeah, it's one the break slides you can do a break slide. It's one of the tightest ones you could do. It's really hard, I feel like. If I remember correctly at least.
yeah.
And then it's just a lot of movement. Like the movement is kind of slow because it's a lot of sand movement. So all right,
And
there's
sure
the
enough,
canonical ping.
Yeah. I do also wonder, though, if Jim is just going to go further into LMF. He is going to feel confident about doing it bellows-less if he can.
He might. I find the common
but-
play, like what I like to do is if I'm in this situation, I just like to see I like to go to the main room and ping it to see like what the situation is in LMF, and then I leave. He might do
Yeah,
that.
having info is pretty useful.
There's a
That
key
is
actually.
the LMF small key, so that's actually good because that unlocks 3 more checks.
Yeah,
And
might
with
see
that,
Jim.
he is going to go deeper because now that's a fair amount of things that he can do here in the
That's
dungeon.
honestly one of the LMF small key is like maybe one of the most annoying items in the game. It's like if it's in the later half of LMF, it's so obnoxious to route. So it's so nice seeing it right there.
Vibrant Rebel is asking, do you need bombs for the tunneled gorge? You do
No.
from the gorge side.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
from the cave side. Because
If you do like the bit warp, I don't even think the bombs show up. I think because you're the layer. You're actually I don't know. That might be a vanilla thing actually.
Yeah.
They probably might still show up.
So Kokoron is asking, is there chest type matches content? No, but what you're seeing them do is called chest dowsing, where they are using the sword dowsing, and if a chest has a item that unlocks any checks, a potentially useful item, it will essentially ping. And chests that have total junk items will not ping. So gratitude crystal packs will ping, even though Betro's house is dead. Whereas wallets will not, because wallets can never be required logically for anything in these settings. In a lot of ways, it is way more powerful than chest type matches contents, because with 1 or 2 weird exceptions, there's basically no range limitation. So when Jim entered Lineru Desert, he can douse every chest that is in the exterior, no matter how far away it is, and say, okay, I know these chests don't have anything, so I don't even have to go near them. But it only works for chests.
Yeah, it's especially powerful in dungeons because dungeons have pretty much just or at least most of the dungeons just have chests, and you can just decide, like, you can basically just route your dungeon around exactly where you need to go. And this game has a bunch of glitches you can use to get around dungeons in like unintended ways, so it's really powerful here.
Yeah.
Like LMF is one of the dungeons that if you ping everything dead, you can just skip pretty much the entire thing if you want to.
Yeah.
But the one interesting thing about Skyward Sword is I feel like, well, this is one of the games that you have to get boss keys and actually use them to beat the dungeon, and so you like most of the time you're not going to be skipping much of dungeons because you.
Wait a second. Can't
What is
Jim
Jim doing?
Can't. Oh, he mispinged. That's what it was. He saw there were 2 checks, and that is the one thing about chest dowsing is there are places where it is easy to mix up chests because they're close to each other, and so you have to know. Okay, well that is probably our path to Scaldera.
Yeah, and that's nice for Jim. We're just gonna kind of get to see an extended Lanayru stay now.
Yeah, because those with bombs and Hook Beetle, he is going to be able to clear, I think, the entirety of Lanayru Desert now, except for Claw Shot. There are a couple Claw Shot locked things.
Yeah, I don't think much pinged in the overworlds, but we did just see from FeatherBlade that there is a ping at the end of Fire Node. So
yeah, so Jim will be able to get that. FeatherBlade will be pretty close behind, I think, because I think she's going to go into LMF too.
So let's see. Gus Pel's chest.
It'll be
Nice,
funny,
nice
you
and
know,
early Gus
there's
Pel's
also
chest.
Ruby Tablet here.
And
And Claw Shots, okay.
Claw Shots. That is
Claw Shots are the single most useful item in Skyward Sword.
Yep.
And as you see, the Claw Shots allow you to blow up the Froak too. And yeah, I mean, that's gonna put next time Jim goes back to Sansi, he's gonna be able to not do everything, but potentially that he can do everything in Skipper's Retreat. And yeah, I mean, at this point, I would probably not mess around and do Bell's List stuff in LMF. Yeah. I didn't see him douse to see if the boss key chest had anything.
Yeah, I missed that
That
too.
is the... Jazz was saying that the LMF small key can be a pain. And that is because if the small key is on the boss key chest and the boss key is locked behind the small key door, it's just gross. I think the Sand Oasis chest had something. Why is Jim not going to Lightning Node?
He might just be starting here, or
he might just be rushing to caves.
I honestly am not. Oh, he forgot this cube, I think. He might be just going back for this.
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't forget it.
Yeah, that jump slash allows you to get this cube without claw shots, but we do not require you to do the jump slash.
Yeah, it's one of those cubes that I feel like it's in everyone's muscle memory to just run past it. So now, this is one of the easier ones. So
yeah, we have not done goddess cubes for a while in race settings outside of the co-op tournament and like some all sanities, and so there's definitely a lot of muscle memory and routing that I think people have to get used to.
Yeah,
which was the goal, to kind of figure out a way to switch things up a little bit.
Only Jim being a hundo runner does kind of help him a little bit because he has a little more muscle memory with cubes, but you just kind of have to remember to activate it sometimes.
Yeah, it is easy sometimes to just run past certain cubes. So
Amplest trying to troll Jim. So yeah, FeatherBlade probably just gonna follow in Jim. Actually, no, I lied. FeatherBlade is off to the sky, but I don't know what she.
Yeah, and this is I don't know, it's the Renlitz tournament, which is always going to LMF and at least ping the first chest, even if you think you can't go deeper. But also, with the Hook Beetle, you can go deeper. I think in general, kind of the big routing thing that saves time in this randomizer is trying to minimize your flying as much as possible. Because even with the fast Slothwing, flying between regions, it's cutscenes, it's loading zones.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things where also like I feel like it might seem faster in certain situations to like fly out and fly into an area, but flying is just really, really slow. Like the cutscene
Yeah,
of
there are
flying to the
actually
sky
very
and
few
back
places
in.
where it is. Lake
Yeah,
Florida, Girahim 1.
there's a bow.
Interesting. Lake Florida, Girahim 1. Okay, I have a theory for that. My theory is that is going to be our water dragon scale, and we're going to have a
That
spawn
can't be a water
in
dragon scale.
Floria.
You need water dragon scale to get into Floria.
Not
Uh,
for every check in Floria, depending on where you spawn in.
oh, you're right. You're
Because
right.
there's no way it can be a projectile to get into the dungeon. There's no way
Yeah,
it can be mitts. Like at this point, it has to be for scale for
yeah.
a key on the tick spot.
That is a weird hint. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing that can only happen with random spawns. But I think it has to be pointing to our scale, which does mean that that item is not actually going to be required to beat Skyview.
So FeatherBlade gonna show us these Isle Songs check. We're gonna get the first two.
Yeah, if she's lucky, there's going to be a sword on one of them, so she doesn't ever have to come back here, except for cubes.
Yeah. There's a gold rupee. And a life medal. Just junk.
And okay, Song of Skyloft Trial has a sword.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, Jim just picked up Song of the
Oh, did
Hero.
oh okay. I was
Yeah,
um
so that's useful info that you're gonna just kind of hold on to until you're in go mode.
yeah, it basically just puts
Like,
Jim one sword from sword go mode, which is I mean not that all we still have a lot of other go mode items to find, but
yeah, we do know one Triforce is an LMF. Oh, and that's why Jim is not gonna bother with anything in LMF out of logic, because with that Triforce hinted, that Triforce hint could eat up the LMF boss key sometimes hint if it's on that place. But also there's just too many things pinged that require bellows. And if you kind of know you're gonna have to clear the full dungeon, it makes sense to just not do.
ooh,
Well,
there's Emerald Tablet
that's
Featherblade.
yeah. I think she is gonna go probably into Farron.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Honestly, it's a
Like
little
from her position, if she's trying to avoid double dipping the dungeon, that's gonna make a lot of sense.
yeah, this could work out for her if Gus Bellows ends up being somewhere in Farron, then that will actually work out a lot. But then, yeah, she is gonna also be going into Farron without bombs or claw shots, so she's gonna miss out on a couple checks.
Oh, not having claw shots is actually
And
really
yeah,
big here.
claw shots is like it's one of those items that you don't want to not have just because it speeds up a lot of the spots. Like it speeds up Skyview like a whole lot. It speeds up if you go to Great Tree, which since we know that scale is probably going to be here, if like you could do Great Tree with scale and if there's bellows here, but that
Yeah,
is just really really slow.
it's awful.
So
yeah, I mean,
like
I don't think Jim is going to be that far. And okay, yeah, this is the spawn in the middle of Floria.
yep.
So the chest that is right by the spawn is going to have our water dragon scale. It has to.
I mean, I guess the cubic could be it too, but
No, because it would say reuniting something with the sky in Lake Floria
oh okay.
if it were a cube.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, well, now, okay. That does mean, though, that our scale has to be in.
That is a...
But, I mean, FeatherBlade is now going to be able to do a ton. And
there is a Molder hack
Hack.
to Elden Volcano hit. So there's a good chance that Gus Bellows is just in Elden
I think
now.
I think it has to be Gus Bellows.
Gus Bellows or... Yeah, it just got it. It has to be Gus Bellows.
Yeah, I mean, Jim is not far from getting any of this, but
No.
I mean, I'm gonna say I was half right that Lake Florida Girahim 1 was something leading to the scale. But yeah, we are scale locked out of the entirety of Fair Woods.
That is a really funny hint. That was
She
a really
also
funny like
did she
sequence.
grab the cube in Floria?
No, she did not grab.
Yeah. Yeah, the one thing for Jim is Jim might not go to Thunderhead for a little while. Like, he might do Sansi first.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see where he goes from here. I have a feeling Thunderhead is gonna be soon. It's pretty. Oh no,
He
yeah,
doesn't
okay.
have
Looks
a
like he is.
ton to do, but
He
there
doesn't have a
are
lot to do there,
things he
but
can do
yeah.
on Skyloft still. There are like there are things he can do before he goes to Sansi. Or not to Sansi, to Thunderhead. Like he can go into Sansi and get the rupee checks in Skipper's Retreat.
As
Okay.
Bat 50 is a not required spiral charge. That's
Which they already knew Spiral Charge rocks were dead, I think, but
yeah.
if one of them pinged, they know for sure now. Yeah, like I think Jim is gonna just go do the rest of Sansi. He's gonna go check Skippers. He's gonna go climb all the way up to the top of Harbor. Well, Harm, auto tracking is not race legal in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, cubes are honestly one of the hardest things to track in this game because they're like one of the only like 2-part things. So
yeah,
if you forget to check them off in your tracker, which like I mean I know I do that. Like I'm not a very good person when it comes to tracking my trackers. So
yeah. The other thing is without claw shots, like it's just gonna be slower traversal of Eldin too for FeatherBlade. So for example, claw shots make it a little faster to just get through to the hot cave.
yeah, you save about 30 seconds without doing this like long climb around section.
Yeah,
This is the one situation where if you know the like the Eldin out of bounds trick, it's used in a bunch of vanilla game speedruns, but that would actually the one situation where that trick is faster is this exact situation where you go into Eldin, you need to go here and you don't have claw shots, but it only saves like 10 seconds. It's not a
I
big
know
deal,
the people that do vanilla, especially on HD, know that trick pretty well.
Yeah,
But I know I've seen Sledge and some others do it as well.
it's honestly pretty difficult, but it's yeah. If you run vanilla, it's one of those tricks that you're likely to run into at some point. So
yeah, I mean, I assume if you did vanilla pre-bit or if you do HD.
yeah, HD specifically, yeah, every HD category does it. So
Yeah, I expect Jim is going to go into Skipper's Retreat just to douse it. Yeah, he's turning that way. The thing about the cubes that is hard is being able to correspond if you get a barren region, which cubes are in which region. So Thunderhead is barren versus Sky versus Central Skyloft, because the cubes are kind of mixed throughout.
yeah,
But even things like, X cube, the X cube, the goddess chest is scale locked, so there's no reason to get this chest out, this one, when it's out of the way if you don't have scale. Like that's the one FeatherBlade just got, which when you don't have mitts is really out of the way. But if you also don't have scale, you can't get the chest.
yeah.
There are like little quirks like that that take some learning.
That cube is the dig spot RBM killer because it kind of makes dig spot RBM worthless to do, so you go here anyway.
I was actually going to say the opposite, which it can make dig spot RBM more powerful in these settings than it used to be, because if you have to go there without mitts, maybe you will go there without mitts and then dig spot RBM later. Or
That's true, actually. Yeah, you could,
Right.
I guess it makes it a little riskier now.
Yeah.
Because RBM used to not be the biggest risk in the world. It's a little slower, but not honestly all that much, but...
I didn't look, but I'm assuming there was nothing in Skippers.
was not looking either. I was more
And,
focused on the Elden.
I mean, the whip skip if he had RBM is not super useful, but yeah, unfortunately, without Cave's Key, warping to start is definitely faster here, but I think at this point, Jim is going to make his way into Thunderhead. He might do a few
Yeah.
things in... Like, the problem is without Patro, there's not as much that you might want to do in Skyloft.
I mean, he could do, I guess, Pero turn in, or he also could go into Skyloft Trial now, but, I mean, actually, you know what? He
Patro
might do
is...
that.
Okay. So
he might
apparently
go-
Patro was hinted Baron, so we know it has nothing.
Yeah.
I think Jim is going to go grab this hint here.
I think he'll get his hint. He might go grab his sword before going to Thunderhead.
Which sword?
The one in
He doesn't have harp. So
Oh wait, you're right. Never mind.
I don't think you want to do the RBW here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense in this particular situation.
Yeah, it's pretty slow.
All right. Water Dragon's reward is dead. So we do not have to collect the Tad Tones. I mean, I don't know, I could see a world where Jim does it, but I don't think it makes sense to do the RBW here. Especially, I mean, with bombs, there's an easy way to die, but
it still takes a while.
He's just gonna go check Zelda's closet.
LF Bosky is dead, but he would have pinged dead, so
yeah. A lot of Baron hints. Yeah, and the other unfortunate thing for FeatherBlade, just because she doesn't have Bomb Bag, she's not going to be able to, unless she knows Bombless Scaldera is not going to be able to beat Earth Temple. Like, she'll be able to get in, but won't be able to beat it.
Right, yeah. Which, I mean, Earth Temple is fair game now, and that scale can be anywhere here. Oh, actually, no. Actually, no, wait, yes, scale can be anywhere here, yeah.
Scale has to be anywhere in Elden. So it could be in Boko Base, it could be in Summit, but...
That's a key piece.
Yeah. That is 3 key pieces. I assume at this point, Jim is going to go into Thunderhead finally.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have much else to do.
No.
Is that Ecos in there?
Can't tell. The model looks similar from far away. No, that's a key piece.
Yeah, you can fly the beetle into crawl spaces. It barely works, but the beetle is actually pretty small. It can fit in a lot of spots.
Yeah, it is surprisingly small. And there are some weird places where you can actually play with collision, and it can go through essentially walls.
You can also fly the beetle out of bounds, and if you fly it in certain spots at least, and if you fly it out of bounds, you can also fly under certain things. Like you can fly the beetle underwater if you get out of bounds first. You can do that in Cistern. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Jim doing some parkour.
There are some places in Farron Woods where it can also be, in a niche case, useful to fly out of bounds.
So Jim gets his Emerald Tablet. That gives him a destination. He'll definitely rush that as soon as he's done here.
Yeah, and then he will basically just be behind FeatherBlade here in Elden. He will 100% be able to clear Earth Temple. And yeah, we're seeing, so chest dousing is powerful, but even with a Baron Betrot's house, you're gonna get pings. And there's the Gus Bellows.
There is Bellows. So, I mean, this is
Good
gonna
news
work out for
is she
FeatherBlade.
will be able to full clear LMF now. When
Yeah,
she gets
that
there
is
with the bomb
harp.
bag.
Harp-shaped object up here.
And
And it is the... Oh, no. That's the Bellows.
yeah. And is it a harp or a song?
It is Useless
Royal
Fair Wars.
Stage. So that's two dead trials now. Because effectively Linearu trial is dead. Or not, yeah, Linearu, which has the bow.
Is Mogturf hinted, or...
It was not hinted dead. I think FeatherBlade is thinking about opening up this door.
Ah, I see.
So she's okay. I see. This is something I would not have thought of, but it is probably a little faster than running.
Actually, yeah, I need to time this, honestly. I had never thought of that.
Yeah, I think it might be slower just because, like, overall picking up the bomb the way she did, but
This is the fun part of Rando, where I've been playing this game for like 6 years now, and
you see
I still learn new ways to do things. So it's always fun.
I mean, Race Storm Thunder, he doesn't race, but the number of weird tricks he found with bombs in Skyview. Because bombs in this game have a very wide blast radius. And you can do some walking.
This game it's surprisingly solid in terms of not having a lot of bugs, and it's surprisingly buggy in that there's a lot of bugs when using items in spots where they're not intended. You can do a lot of creative things in this game early on. Like, the beetle is very versatile in regions where you're not supposed to have it, so...
Yeah. And the couple of places where you can get out of bounds.
Yeah.
You can do some weird things, especially with beetles.
Because then the interesting thing, I feel like an interesting like random thing is before, about like after season 2, a lot of checks got added. We added like a rupee sanity setting where there's a lot of just like randomized rupees around the overworld, and there was a thing that we randomized those now. And the interesting thing is those are all like freestanding items, and a change that we made in the rando is that you can pick up freestanding items with the beetle, and it turned beetle from like a niche item that only really impacted dungeon logic to like arguably the best item in the game. So
I mean, claw shots exist.
Yeah, it's like there's a three-way battle between claw shots, beetle, and bombs for being the best item, and it's like I'd say the interesting one is like in the early game, beetle is honestly the best item you can possibly get, and then in the late game, it's claw shots or bombs are really helpful because early on having a beetle lets you do so much stuff, especially like in like Farron Woods. Farron is a huge beetle spot, so. But anyway, that the beetle got buffed a lot, and then because of the rupee sanity setting, a lot of dungeon stuff got changed to involve new tricks with the beetle. So, and like the out of bounds stuff in Cistern is one of them.
Changed, like certain dungeons are a lot better now than they used to be.
Yeah,
like ancient. If you've watched season 3 and beyond and Remlet, Ancient Cistern is a great dungeon, very quick, lots of checks you can do. But that's because there are a bunch of rupee checks.
Yeah, the interesting...
It's a pretty bad dungeon.
Yeah. No, the interesting thing is the dungeons that we consider like the quick dungeons, which are Earth Temple, Skyview, and Ancient Cistern. Those are the ones that actually have rupees, and then the slower ones, which are LMF, Sandship, and Fire Sanctuary, are the slow dungeons, and none of them had them. And it actually does kind of work out because the quick dungeons are the ones that have less checks in total, so it ended up balancing them out with the longer dungeons.
Yeah.
But it also
Well,
means like
there's another
Cistern's like a 5-minute long dungeon with 16 checks. So
Yeah, I
Cistern's a
think for
little bit insane.
FeatherBlade, she's thinking about what to do. I think warping to start and flying is actually faster than climbing up. When we talk about flying is slower, Elden Volcano is the exception, where in most cases it is actually faster to fly to the sky than
Yeah.
to across it.
Well, we also might see Featherblade go to maybe
LMF.
do an LMF dip now. I mean, she
I
can
wouldn't
complete the
hate
entirety of
it
it.
because she can other than, well, she knows the boss key chest yet, so she can full clear it. So I think that's what she's gonna do here.
Yeah, and that'll actually give her parity with Jim.
Yeah, it'll get her the claw shots, the bomb bag. She won't have to double tip it at all. Um, she'll get the Triforce that's in there. She finally is going to see that she actually has access to Sansi, too. Because she hasn't actually flown down to Lineru yet. So I think that's news to her.
So I mean, honestly, we'll see Jim. He's gonna almost certainly go into Earth Temple after this, but Featherblade keeping it very competitive. I mean, this is a race that I think Jim is easily the heavy favorite in, but so far, I think Featherblade's routing has actually worked out really well.
Yeah, I mean, the way we did the tournament was we put people into kind of pools based on skill. Gymnast was in pool 1, which is kind of the top players. Featherblade was in pool 4, which is generally the newer players. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Jim is certainly a heavy favorite, but it's randomizer, upsets happen, weird things happen. It's entirely possible, for example, that this is a jet seed and Featherblade catches the jet and Jim doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, basically, if the back of LMF is loaded and Earth Temple kind of just leads you on a wild goose chase through Varen, for example, this could be really good for Featherblade, who's going to be able to full clear LMF.
Yeah.
We just don't know for sure. At the same time, because Jim went to LMF, his Elden routing is so much faster. Bomb bag and claw shots really help with that.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
so
in general,
I think you're kind of going to see they're not that far off, but Jim has definitely cleared more checks than Featherblade at this point. It's just what Jim has done. For example, Sansi had nothing useful.
Yeah.
And so Featherblade may just never go to Sansi. And that's the type of thing that's going to potentially pay off.
Yeah, that's kind of the equalizer with Rando, because like on paper, I mean, Jim, he's going to be clearing the overworld much faster, but where it kind of equalizes in Rando is that theoretically you don't have to complete all of the overworld, and if Featherblade just ends up skipping like 2 or 3 regions, it almost can nullify the executional advantage that Jim will have. So, in a sense, that's her path to victory here. Because in a race like this, like in like a traditional like speedrunning race where it's just like you're playing the same route, then it just comes down to skill. But in this, it's kind of a mixture of both. So that's also why it's interesting to play these. Like even though this on paper would be a lopsided matchup, in reality, honestly, it can go either way. Every race can go either way, and there's been crazy upsets before. So
yeah, I mean, because I suspect Jim is going to go to Earth Temple, and then he's going to go basically clear the entirety of Farron before he goes back to LMF.
Yeah. No, and an interesting aspect of also just kind of like a mindset is like if you're Jim and you're playing this race, you're going to be thinking a lot more. You want to play safe because I mean, if you know you have the advantage, like you're going to basically just want to kind of play your percentages a little bit. You want to just play safe because you know, like in the end of the day, like if you're running a sprint, like he knows he'll win this sprint. So in the sense
Well,
that
that's
also gives FeatherBlade another advantage of if she does end up skipping a lot of regions, there's a higher chance Jim's gonna play more risk averse today. So that's another like little advantage where if the seed ends up playing out to FeatherBlade's favor, and Jim still plays a little safer, it could work out. So
yeah. I mean, the thing about jet seeds is you have two flavors of jet seeds. You have the jet seeds where it's linear, and you basically don't divert from the path, and you have the jet seeds where you have to catch the jet. And if it's the seed where you have to kind of route things correctly to get the jet, that is going to be really good for FeatherBlade because it provides an opening.
yeah.
Um,
Meanwhile,
and
like the
that's why
linear
I think the
seeds.
divergence here is interesting because I think we have a pretty good sense that Jim is going to get his scale in Earth Temple. It's not guaranteed. Like, it could be something weird, like we're looking for magma mitts because the scale is in Upper Boko base. But it's, yeah, I mean, there's a world where Jim full clears Farron, and Farron has nothing useful. And FeatherBlade saves a lot of time as a result. You just don't know for sure. That's what makes Rando fun. Yeah, well, you cannot clear Skyview without scale, because you need the scale to get to Skyview. Because of where they spawned in. Normally that is true. Oh, FeatherBlade is gonna get in trouble. Oh, there we go. That is an example of the bomb radius being huge. So that bomb actually fell off the back, but the radius was so big that it blew up the rocks anyway.
Yeah, also, if we're watching Jim there, Jim did a strat where if you just drop a bomb there, also because the bomb radius is huge and bombs do like so much damage in this game, it can essentially wipe out all of the Bokos all at once. So
Yeah, and I think Jim might be finishing on LMF here.
yeah, he's gonna go to one or the other dungeon. I guess we'll just kind of see which he picks.
Yeah.
If he does choose LMF, which it looks like he is, then we're gonna see like actually a lot of convergence between these two.
Yeah,
We're gonna
because
see
they're basically
two
going to hit the
LMFs.
same checks around the same time. Because they're both going to be going through the left side of LMF at almost the exact same time. Like, I think literally FeatherBlade is going to go in here.
They might
there's
almost,
nothing.
yeah, they might hit like almost exact sync, and then, and this is gonna be interesting though because you'll also get to see, you're definitely gonna see Jim, pull ahead here, at least in LMF. This is where you're gonna see like when you have a neck and neck route like this, you're gonna see this is where Jim's execution advantage is gonna just pull him ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, they're literally going to enter this room at almost the same time. Yeah, FeatherBlade was thinking about doing the bit warp here, but I think remembering that there are some checks in this side room, if you have to enter it, so there's a way to bypass the whole left side with a bit warp, but if you have to go in for either check, it ends up not really being worth it.
Rock is gonna be annoying for. Yeah, Jim's also, he knows this nice little break slide strat, so he's gonna get through this room a lot faster.
I hate this break slide.
I actually find that break slide is one of the easier ones, but I don't think it's as long. It looks long, but I actually don't think it's as long of a distance as some of the other ones.
I'm not great at break sliding to begin with. I'm especially bad at double break slides.
Yeah, double break slides are hard. No, that's another like one of the things that like Linear is one of the regions that, if you know how to brake slide properly, like you're gonna see top runners saving so much time here because going around sand is just like really, really slow. Because even just sprinting in it, like you almost never see a top runner sprinting in sand. Because even in like shorter patches, you can do unbuffered brake slides. You can just do like a roll into brake slide, and it's one of those like small techniques that if you master, it just really saves you a lot of time. And
Yeah, these are things I don't know how to do, but I'm also
yeah,
not good at
it's
this game, so.
no,
Well,
and it's
there's
another
other
thing that
things
like
you like Jim, just this BMOS. Jim knows that you actually don't have to kill it here. I
yeah.
suspect FeatherBlade will kill it.
Um, That's one of the things that, like running this game, like the vanilla game for this, is such a good advantage because you just learn a lot of the quick little speed strats that like you wouldn't even think of otherwise.
Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things where like Jim has been playing this game for over a decade at this point.
Yeah, and he's run like pretty much every category this game has to offer. So except
Yeah,
for
and
Talk to Your
like
Bull, we never got
that's
him to
like
run that.
not a
But
knock on FeatherBlade at all. It's just a thing. Although he does not know that if you blow at the Armos, it will actually flip around.
I think it is honestly. I think it's a little faster to just roll around it, but it's just a little harder.
Yeah.
See, looks. Oh, there's the final tad tone.
Or unrequired tad tone. Will we see Jim blow the painting behind the chest here? I think I'm the only one that does this every time I have to get this check.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny.
Does that come out?
Yeah, it's a thing I learned playing the HD randomizer. It is a 1 second time loss that I just find amusing.
Oh, this is our first Tringle.
Yep, that was our hinted Triforce here in LMF. Hold on. Wasn't there a Triforce in Elden Volcano?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not sure. Jim only has one on his tracker, so he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I don't. I must have.
I was in caves.
The hint was in caves.
I think it was that was I think a path hint. It was a Moldarak too.
Oh, did I misread? Okay.
Yeah.
It couldn't. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have been Elden Volcano because we've seen all of Elden Volcano. Wait a second. Oh no. The item hints can point to a cube. This is a very frustrating thing. The item hints and the path hints do not work the same.
Wait, can an item?
So Elden Volcano. So yeah. So Triforce in Elden Volcano is actually pointing to one of the cubes in Elden Volcano here.
Oh, I see.
That's what it is.
So it looks like Jim is going to be putting in this boss key now, finished with LMF, and this is where you can see again just how like big of an execution difference, like how big of a difference it makes, because FeatherBlade is about like 3 rooms behind now. Just
it's
like
not
same items, same
huge.
everything.
It's just a lot of little things add up.
Yeah.
The brake slide, the BMOS, things like that.
Yeah, and like that like the room before this one, the the one before the one FeatherBlade is doing right now. The I don't know what to call it, the West Room, I guess. That's one of those rooms that like I recommend like everyone practice a bit because it's one of the ones that's like really weirdly precise in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see also kind of the Molderak kill. Jim is probably gonna just do this faster. I mean,
Yeah,
you're seeing
Jim
Jim's
knowing the
getting
optimal
3
strat.
hits on a couple of them and just using the claw shots really effectively. Like,
Yeah, you can do a stun lock on Molderak. It's a little tight. It's a lot of inputs, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was a really fast Molderak fight. But again, that's kind of, right, that's the way you do Molderak in all dungeons, because you have claw shots by the time
yeah,
you go into Molderak in all dungeons, so you'll use... but we're almost at 1 hour, and we're about to kind of see some things, so please go give both of our runners a follow, FeatherBlade and Gymnast. Huge shout out to Jazz86 for hopping in the commentary booth with me, so you don't just have to listen to me the whole time. And thank you to Vibrant Viola and Tommel Talk for tracking. They make us look a lot smarter.
Also, huge shout out to Golden. I mean, this madman's been commentating all week. He's been putting in all the work. So I just hopped in here, but he's putting a lot of the work in, like behind the scenes, and also, I mean, he's been out here commentating all the time. So huge props to you.
Oh, thank you. And we're gonna see, what does Jim do on the minecart?
Ah,
This is
yeah.
an auto scroller. Everyone has different things. Some people pull out the harp. Some people will high five or salute the robots. I usually use this as a break to grab a drink of water. Some people blow the bellows out of the back of the minecart to allegedly speed it up. I'm not going to say what that is, Tom, but I have done that too. Usually not enough time.
Yeah, that's not enough time. You only get like 20
usually
seconds.
I do not get back in time. Like, I have a bathroom 6 feet from where I play, but yeah.
Well, the strat is the cutscene after you kill Molderak is like a 55-second long unskippable with no inputs. So that one you can use as a bathroom break if you need to.
Yeah, you kind of have 2 long cutscenes there. So now I think Jim is going to go clear Earth Temple.
Or not.
Is he going to go to Gorge maybe? Just because he can't.
Oh yeah, he just got
Gorge
his.
now.
Yeah, he might.
Because with that, he's never going to have to come back here.
Yeah, if you're running like a vanilla category, like if you're running heart percent, that's the end of the run. So at least then you can kind of like celebrate a little bit, look anxiously at your timer, like what time am I gonna get? But
The infamous heart percent. I should really try and do that on HD one of these days.
that's
That could
fun.
be fun.
All right, so I kept track of the times. It looks like FeatherBlade is finishing. She's putting in the LMF about 4 minutes behind Jim now. So
Yeah, and that's just like, I don't know. I think that's Skyward Sword. Just, it's different from some of the other randomizers. I think too, in that I don't know, in our main tournament, there are just pretty big gaps in skill, right? Like Ocarina of Time to make top 32. Everyone is really good. We have a smaller community, smaller group of people.
yeah, I mean this
That's
is
also one of the reasons we organized the tournament the way we did, because, you know, in a top 16 bracket, FeatherBlade might be facing Jim and then not really having another race. But she'll get some races against people who are maybe closer skill level.
No, and the other thing is Skyward Sword is kind of a unique game, and I'd say Skyward Sword is one of the most technical Zeldas, and that there's even a lot of like things that I feel like most people won't even pick up on go into it. Like just basic stamina management is really complicated, and the difference between doing it even like at like like even between like a pool 2 runner and a pool 1 runner, like the people who've done a lot of like vanilla game speedruns are gonna still save a lot of time over people who just play rando, just because they'll pick up on a lot of the smaller things, and that's one of the things with this game that like some of the other games I don't really notice it as much. But
FeatherBlade, unfortunately, if you don't quite back Moldarak up, it can be pretty hard. If Moldarak gets backed up against the wall, you can get all 4 hits. But each hit will back it up, so you have to be kind of careful. Yeah, I mean, the first phase is pretty solid. I think, like... and yeah, I mean, we're going to see Jim speedrun here through Earth Temple. I'll be curious to see if he decides to White Sword Douse. Well, the Lava Tunnel, actually, he could do backwards with the RBM with Quick Beetle. We haven't gotten a hint for it, but...
Oh, there's our scale.
Yep.
Alright, so I mean, Jim now... So Jim is in a good spot now, because he's a... I mean, he has scale, he has access to all his dungeons, so he's probably just going to go on a clearing spree, honestly. I don't think there's...
Just really clean cutscene skips from Jim, too.
Yeah.
These aren't huge time save, and... Well, that's our final sword.
Yeah, so we're really maybe no trials today.
One Triforce. Yeah, I mean, the only reason we'll see one at this point is if Harp can't be a 1, so it would be a Triforce. That's a whole lot of nothing. None of the other chests here in Earth Temple are pinging.
Yeah, that's an entirely dead Earth Temple. Well, not entirely. There's a couple checks that don't ping, but...
Yeah. So I think what Jim is going to do is probably do this RBM first. And then after that, go fight the Lizalfos. And with Quick Beetle, it'll be pretty easy for him to, from either side, just get the tunnel and the rupee in the tunnel without going too far. But we're going to see FeatherBlade enter Earth Temple pretty soon after this. She might also finish out Gorge. But unlike Jim, she also hasn't done... Well, she hasn't been to Gorge, I don't think.
I don't think so, no.
I don't think she's been waves either.
Yeah, no, she hasn't.
Yeah, so I think she's just going to go back Earth Temple.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling she may not ever go back there, honestly.
And Jim is going to set up a corrupt file here, which you get if you delete as you're saving. Corrupt file basically allows you... So if you have gone onto the splash screen and you try and enter the Knight Academy in bit, it will crash. So you have to either have a corrupt file to load to prevent the memory crash, or you have to kind of do some things. All right, so FeatherBlade is going to go check caves. And
FeatherBlade actually, yeah, proving us wrong, going...
I think the hints make it a pretty good play for her. Because, like, she doesn't have that Triforce hint.
So we'll see. I mean, at this point, I think for Jim, honestly, there isn't much routing to even really happen for a little while. He's just gonna be clearing. So we'll see kind of where FeatherBlade goes.
He's basically, other than Boko Base and the one check in Summit, he has all the items he needs to clear the seed.
Yeah. That's one of the other things with like a... Sorry, like an early bomb bag, early claw shot seed. Those items are so useful in this game, and there's so few like actually useful items in this game that getting those early can kind of make the end game actually a little trivial. Like this is one of those that the ending's probably gonna be way faster. Okay, yeah, there isn't a Triforce in Eldon.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to push an update to the racers because I got this backwards in the tournament document, so I'm gonna have to, after this race, ping everyone and be like, hey, so this thing in the tournament info I got wrong. I pulled it up while we're here. Yeah, there's kind of the way the hint system was done is kind of wonky. So Jim actually doesn't even need to go this far in with Quick Beetle.
No, he might just stop like here.
Yeah.
Um,
He's going further than he needs to. But with the quick beetle, he could actually fly it around this wall.
yeah, the beetle actually has a lot more stamina than you think it might.
But I
If you
think
have the
he's going to
tough
just Death
beetle,
Warp here.
oh, yeah, it's smart by him actually. Yeah,
Even so, he didn't have to... With the quick beetle, he actually didn't have to go that far in. Because the quick beetle... It's... The range of the beetle is more about timing.
yeah.
For the quick beetle.
And the bit sequence, if you saw like the bit glitch Jim did earlier, the purpose of that was to raise this bridge, and so
yeah, and then he used the death warp to actually spawn the bridge in, because you have to reset after you get the cutscene for the bridge, but the bridge doesn't raise, so you have to die to reload the room.
Yeah, that's really nice routing by Jim. Actually, that works out to be really fast.
Yeah.
So, you know, the beetle is if you have the tough beetle, you can actually fly the tough beetle around the back entrance of the tunnel and all the way to the item, and it has enough juice to get there. So,
you can with the quick beetle too. You have to go a little deeper in, but yeah, it's a little wonkier.
No, yeah, the beetle's actually it's got a lot of stamina, and like usually you don't even need all that much to get what you need to do with it, so you don't really notice it in game.
Yeah, so at this point, kind of the only thing we're hunting for Go mode is a Triforce.
It's Triforce and Harp.
Yeah, Harp is, yes. And we are not going to have any hint for the Harp at this point. Unless it's on an always location.
I mean, we'll see. Jim is. This was also. I mean, it was a pretty much barren Earth Temple, so definitely not the longest time to clear. But Jim is going to be speeding through this. I mean, that was a really quick Earth Temple clear. Only about like 5 minutes in this dungeon total.
Yeah, I mean the layout helped a lot with just making it a fast clear.
But you can also kind of see where like earlier I'd say like in LMF I would say both runners were kind of even, but you can see now like because of the stuff Jim did earlier, he's kind of pulled far ahead now. I mean, he's got 2 dungeons clear, he's got more go mode items, he's got more info now, so this is where kind of like the layout of the seat, like getting the claw shots and bombs so early kind of just is kind of catapulting him ahead now. He kind of got like a slingshot effect where he had a little bit slower of a start, but now that he's going, he's pretty much set for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, well the thing is, right, like it helped him clear Elden just a little probably like a minute or so faster. And then just kind of LMF. Yeah, and this is like, I don't want to knock FeatherBlade. I think you can learn a lot because there are also just things that Jim does that are more routing, that are not just like go fast that Jim does that you can learn from. Things like kind of the way he routed Earth Temple with the RBM and dying and Quick Beetle. Like, I wouldn't have thought about that. And then I saw him do it. It's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
No, it's really smart routing, and I mean, it's kind of a combination too of like when you have like all the toys in the toy box. I don't know what this analogy is. Like when you have all the tools, like when you know all the bit stuff, you can get really creative, and then that just helps you get like in those specific scenarios you can use cool strats like that. So I don't know, it all combines. So
yeah.
So Jim done here. Yeah, I think
he's just going to go to Farron now. Because he is, at this point, cleared everything that's not Magramit or Earrings Locked in Elden. He has full cleared the Nehru. He has almost full cleared Skyloft.
At this point, I mean, he should know. He should know that there's a Triforce here, so he's.
Yeah, I think he's going to grab the Triforce. It's either here or. Yeah, I think it's here rather than being scale locked, because that's the other Elden Volcano cube.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. So we are going to need the. Well, we know where the Triforce is. There are 2 Elden Volcano cubes. It's the shed cube. Jim might go just do Bird's Nest here on his way to it. I don't think he's grabbed that hint yet.
Nah, I think he's just gonna go. It looks like he. Actually, no.
I think he's gonna do it because he knows where it is.
No.
Oh,
never mind. Yeah.
We haven't seen that hint. That's the one thing, is that hint could tell him where his Triforce is.
No, I think he has seen it. That was the water dragon.
Oh, you're right. He did go up. Yes, you're right. So yeah, he knows where that Triforce is. He just kind of needs to zoom through.
I mean, the nice thing with this start in Farron is that it basically takes any ambiguity for your routing out of the question. I mean, you're gonna just go clear everything here, because to even get to Skyview, you kind of have to go through a lot of the area. Like, shout out to skipping the caves key also. Love that.
Yeah, you might skip Flooded Farron Woods for now. That's kind of an exception.
That is a slingshot, so yeah. For Flooded Farron Woods doesn't really make sense right now.
But you're probably gonna go at least get the sealed ground statue.
Yeah. And
grab that hint. You might skip the top of the Great Tree in Flooded Farron for now, but you're gonna get everything else in Farron Woods. With the Quick Beetle, you're probably gonna even just get through Deep Woods faster. Because I think instead of doing Cube Warp, you're just going to use the Beetle.
I'd say Farron is probably the region where if you have everything to do it, it speeds up the most. Farron on a full clear, when you have everything to do it, is really, really, really fast. When you have a Quick Beetle, when you have claw shots. There's a I was gonna say spiky. I'm playing too much Wind Waker. A pink chest over here.
You're in the multi-world tournament, right?
Yeah, I had a race last night. It was good fun. I'm teaming with Jim in the multi-world tournament.
Is that you two and Momo?
Yeah, it was I
saw that team name. I don't know who the team names are.
Yeah, we're like Momo and children or something.
Yes. As if Jim is a child.
Well, actually, I'm not a child anymore. I mean, the child jokes are kind of old. I'm now fully 18. I'm a full-on adult, so I'm no longer the child of the community.
Flooded Farron Woods has our Triforce. Okay. So Jim is in go mode.
No, he needs a harp.
Oh, right. Oh, the elusive harp. But yeah, he's now not going to skip Flooded Farron on his way.
We just want to. I love when we say something in the game is just NASCAR for you, and it's actually not.
Yeah. At this point, there's no reason for Jim to grab any more hints, though. I don't think hints are going to be useful, really.
He might.
They're just going to be sometimes hints.
Honestly, if I were Jim, I would have honestly just grabbed Farron entry statue and dipped. I might have even just gambled this check and just gone straight for a.
I don't think he's going to go inside sealed grounds for now, but I think he just wants the statue.
That looks like he is.
Zelda's Blessing, which we know can't be anything because we know where our swords are, and it can't be harp. I mean, if this is harp, Jim is going to be quite happy, and he's probably not that far from finishing.
Yeah, then he's super done.
Yeah, I mean, if harp is on his way, he's still probably about 15-20 minutes out. But we're in a harp casino now.
Yeah.
Unlike our other, harp is not going to be hinted at all. So, nope, it cannot be vanilla harp because vanilla harp is what you get at the end of Elmath, and we've seen that.
So FeatherBlade, going back to Elden, I think she's just gonna go do Earth Temple, but I mean, unfortunately, I just kind of getting a little bit gapped by Jim now.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think, like we said, there's a world where the routing could have really paid off, especially if Jim rushed Farron.
There's an earrings, so, and at this point,
that means for Jim now he can full clear the entire seed, basically.
Yeah. At this point, the
earrings and Mogromitz will let him do everything. And he's
The
going to use the
best
quick beetle here to check 3 different rupee checks.
Best case scenario for FeatherBlade is she wants the harp to be in the most asinine location like possible, just so she kind of needs something to give her time to catch up. But even then, she needs to have like a harp in a bad spot and then also get it before gym, which there's
Yeah,
not a
and
lot of
that's the
spots
tough
where it
thing.
can be at that point where that situation can occur. But
Yeah, I don't think so at this point. Jim is just like, for Jim, he is now just trying to full clear as efficiently as possible.
yeah,
And like, again, Jim's worst case scenario is that he routed poorly and the harp was somewhere he just didn't go to, and FeatherBlade got it 15-20 minutes before him.
yeah. But honestly, I don't think there was anywhere that Jim. I think in general, I think Jim has the advantage on checks cleared now, even like in stuff that both of them have done. So like he has Stancy over, which I don't think he got anything, but like even then, it's like he doesn't have a lot of spots.
Jim, the worst case scenario is like he does a fully Baron Boko base and a fully Baron Stancy, and FeatherBlade skips them both.
Yeah. And it's all. This is also where like kind of like again like routing for Jim, knowing that you're the favorite, is Jim can kind of eliminate his worst case scenarios in a bit. Like doing extra checks essentially eliminates a situation where like you just get screwed over by the item being somewhere you didn't check. Because if you have the time to check extra checks, then you can basically get rid of any situation where you get screwed over. So
No.
Jim dying underwater but not getting the proper underwater death. So.
Yeah, landing right on a branch where your body, unfortunately, does not just float. So, yep, we're going to see Flooded Farron. I think we are actually going to get the full Tad Tones music. So I'm going to, when he goes back in, well, I'm going to swap to his audio.
Oh,
so we can hear it in Cat Jam. Because I like this music. I will switch back to FeatherBlade, but I wanted to give everyone a little bit of a Cat Jam.
I just realized I was not listening to game audio the entire time, so he reminded me to put it on right then.
Yeah, they're both playing with vanilla audio. We do not have anything quite as good as the Mulgara music, but Flooded Farron is chill. The Water Dragon song.
And it's just interestingly, we get this is one of those tracks that like you basically never hear in the vanilla game because you hear it for like there's a Triforce. Right. You hear this track for like 10 seconds in the vanilla game because this is the non-Tad Tones Flooded Farron song, and as soon as you start Tad Tones, the song goes away, but as soon as you beat Tad Tones, it comes back. So because we just technically like beat Tad Tones, we get this music now.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the. I actually really like this theme too. It's pretty chill. It's a shame that it doesn't really. You don't hear it often.
Oh, poor Jam. That's tragic. He should just find a chew, but he's just gonna keep swimming to kill himself. You don't breach. Nope.
I think he did that intentionally. I think maybe he's not trying. Maybe he might actually be just trying to
actually yeah. I usually just try and death warp out of here.
At this point, honestly, it's not even that much slower to just leave normally.
Yeah. If that hadn't been a heart piece, he would have death warped a lot faster.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you also get a little bit of damage on yourself for Skyview later.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing, so like FeatherBlade now is not doing the RBMs. She's going through forwards. That's another little time loss. Again, this is when you don't have to get the lava. When you have to get the lava tunnel, this is not that much slower. Jim just kind of routed it pretty well. See, I don't even want to... I could do a bet of where's the goddess harp, but I'd have to close it pretty quickly because we're going to start seeing things soon.
Yeah.
I will close this once Jim enters Skyview.
Yeah, FeatherBlade doing this. She's just doing the normal strat through ET, which honestly isn't even that much slower. It's the ET RBM. It honestly isn't that much of a time save. It is faster, but not by that much. So
Jim, yeah. So Jim, if he had just pulled out the quick beetle when he entered, the quick beetle goes all the way. Worst place. What is the worst place possible in this seed for the harp?
Fire Dragon reward, maybe. That
well,
would be
we've seen
awful.
Fire Dragon, yeah. I said the summit, the single chest in summit.
Actually, my vote would be. Have we seen a Shack hint yet?
Shack once Jim crosses into the first room and starts pinging, which is going to happen very soon. All right, betting's closed.
2 pings here, and we know, or actually no, wait, yes, we do know that one of those pings is not one of those pings. Do actually wait? Do any of those pings have to be keys?
No,
No,
because we don't know anything about the dig spot. Because initially my thought was scale was our path because of dig spot, and then actually our path was because we needed scale to get through. Like, I was right that the path led to scale, but it was not for the reason that I was thinking of initially.
Whip.
Well, that doesn't really unlock anything today.
Yeah, we're just heart from go mode at this point.
Yep. Again, if it's somewhere close, Jim is not very far. But the last Triforce is on an Elden cube. Last Triforce is on the cube in Shed. So it was Elden, and we've seen everything in Elden but that cube.
There's our key.
And that's our second key. Yeah. Oh, good call. Yes, I forgot to do the prediction. Which was
Boko.
Boko is employee of the seed. Now we're gonna see, does Three Eyes have anything?
Well, looks like this is something right here, which, I mean, we also do need a boss key, so...
We do, yes.
Could be the H. And this is one of those nice days where, because we have Scale, Janin is, or not Janin, whatever the skeleton's name is taking a day off, so...
Does the skeleton have a name?
I don't think he does, actually. Alright, there's the H.
There's our H. Yes.
Yeah, he left the keys to... He left the keys... Oh, there's a harp. Is it the harp? No, it's just a harp.
Yeah, and we knew that was going to have nothing useful at this point.
So the next harp is the harp.
Yeah, I mean, my guess at this point is what Jim is going to do is basically go to Boko Base after this and do Boko Base into the one summit chest, because that's probably the most dense region he's got. He might finish off Skyview though with the Triforce first, or Skyloft. And
Yeah.
we're seeing here another example of bombs have wide radius. If you fly a bomb into a semi-precise spot, the bomb will actually blow up and allow you to skip the second small key here. There are other ways to skip it too, but...
Is that a heartburn? That's a metal.
I don't think either of these chests pinged, so...
Nah, I think we're done with Skyview now.
Yeah.
Well, we just gotta kill Yerhim, but...
And with Master Sword, this will be a pretty quick fight. And there's our H. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you kind of see, like, they were somewhat even at that point in LMF. And Jim is basically an entire Farron Woods clear ahead now. And just a really fast kill, too.
Yeah, that was clean.
Yeah, I actually didn't know you could do that jump slash at the beginning of phase 2. I don't pay enough attention, clearly.
Yeah. It's completely random if it works or not, but...
Ah, okay. That explains why. Because I don't even try for that. Yeah, and now it's really just a question of, like, where's the harp? Where does Jim start going first? Like, he might just go finish off Skyloft and grab his Triforce there first, and also ping some cubes before Boko Base. Because the only goddess group he doesn't have at this point is one of the summit ones, which is in Thunderhead. Which Thunderhead is probably the last thing he's gonna do. He did get the rattle, yes. Very useful Earth Temple lava tunnel. Yeah, and like even looking at, I don't know, FeatherBlade has a lot of locations left, but once, I guess she doesn't have Mogwamits yet either. But Mogwamits and earrings are gonna basically unlock everything else she can't do. Yeah, so We know the Triforce is in the shed. One of the other goddess chests pinged. The one by the West Cliff. He's going to check the bird's nest.
Harp here. Nope.
Nope. I'm just like trying to think if there's any other cleanup he has to do here. I don't know if he did Malara. He didn't turn in the baby rattle.
There's another goddess chest here. There's the East Cliff one.
Yeah, he's grabbing that. He hasn't done like the item from Colin yet in Knight Academy. Like there are things to do here. It's just a lot of kind of assorted, slower.
A beetle.
Well, that's beetle percent.
The beetle is like such an evil item to get there because it's yellow, so it kind of looks like the harp, and then you look at it like, oh wait, shit.
Yeah. I think he's gonna go do Malara. And...
Yeah, those aren't too slow. Like the academy checks are really, really slow. Those are two of the ones you kind of don't want to do, but
yeah, I mean it's Zelda's Closet item from Colin.
he's already done Zelda's Closet too.
Oh yeah, has he done the Ghost and Pippets crystals? I don't remember.
I don't think so. No, those are the harp blocked ones. Or no, did he have Collins back then? I'm not sure.
I don't. Does he have Colin's letter now?
I don't think he does.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we've seen it. So that might actually be the most evil thing at this point is the casino for that.
All right, I'm betting it now. Fire Dragon reward has Colin's letter, and Colin's letter turn in has harp. I don't think I can go more evil than that.
I'm trying to think what else it could be, especially because it can't be one of the trials at this point.
I don't think beetle turn-in can be a thing, so I think that's
no, because we start with Horned Colossus Beetle.
Yeah,
and that check is disabled.
Sleep tonight. Well, my favorite change in Rando is that this guy only has one text box. In Vanilla, you have to talk to him twice. He complains about not having a rattle, then you have to sit through that, then you can give him the rattle, but...
I don't even think I've noticed that, because HD has both text boxes, but I think...
It's so fast, though. Like, it doesn't even feel that...
Yeah, it's about fast text.
In like Rando in Vanilla Wii, you have to sit through like a minute of, it's not a minute, it's like 30 seconds of text for each, and it's just like it's agonizing.
Yeah, there's a reason a lot of text got removed from this version of the randomizer before fast text became a thing.
And then also,
like, there's just a lot of text boxes.
That was, I think, one of the first times we saw nighttime this entire seed. Nighttime is one of those things that's like just not a big factor anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's, right, like, we don't have Beatrice's crystals, so you don't have to turn to night for that.
Yeah, even, like, before Bat Warp was discovered, you used to have to, like, sleep tonight every time you wanted to use Patro. And, I think, like, an underrated change is that because Bat Warp, you can do it at any time, it almost killed a lot of nighttime routes because, it makes Patro way, way easier to access.
Yeah, well, again, that's the fast text makes it faster, too.
Yeah. No, Patro, like, nighttime is one of the things that, as time's gone on, we've, like, innovated more, we've gotten better at the rando, we've also just, like, We've also like changed the settings. Also, don't really favor it anymore either. A lot of nighttime stuff's got removed. So, like Birdie's crystals is like one of the only nighttime checks you have left. It's also like that and Academy. Like what's it? Colin's letter check. Actually getting the Colin's letter. But in both cases, they're like isolated nighttime sequences. Like you sleep tonight and then sleep today in the process of getting one check. So
Yeah. Yeah, and like Fledge's crystals we turned off.
yeah, that's gone now. Horny Colossus Beetle's gone now. Loose crystals I think are still in, but they're not very common.
Yeah, I mean, even I like loose crystals, but I don't do them a ton.
Yeah, so
not.
Jim is ahead in this race. I'd say he's got a pretty comfortable like 10 to 15 minute lead. Jim is literally just looking for his harp. FeatherBlade is pretty much in the same spot item wise. She has the same info, but she's just a little behind on like
yeah. I mean, they weren't totally even, but they were kind of close to even at one point in LMF, and then we're just kind of seeing like the sort of execution where just a decade of playing Skyward Sword. Jim is just really fast at getting to things faster.
Yeah, FeatherBlade and Jim they've had very, very similar routes since entering LMF, but Jim has his lead was
definitely they split up, and there were some little things like Jim entered LMF earlier. Jim has been to Sansi, which FeatherBlade has not at all. Sorry. Okay, I'm muted so you didn't hear my second sneeze there. But yeah, we were talking about this. There's a point where they were in basically the same place in LMF at the same time. And then Jim finished LMF 4 minutes faster.
Yeah. And so it's just kind of been like Jim has just been going a little faster, which makes sense. I mean, he's Jim.
Yeah.
And so now Jim is just looking for his harp. This is one of the locations, like, he's got 4 upcoming checks. I have a feeling. I mean, I predicted it was going to be Fire Dragon reward. I wonder if I was right. Oh, that is pinging right there. That's not it. That's the slingshot. Lies. All right, no more pings here.
It still could be Fire Dragon reward.
I don't think Summit wasn't hinted dead, right?
It was not.
Yeah, so it could also be Summit. It could be Summit cubes too. Summit cubes would be pretty awful.
Yeah, there's just the 1 cube, so he'll grab that. I mean, it'll be a good excuse to go into Thunderhead when he does.
So, I mean, Jim now honestly pretty deep into this casino. Harp is not showing up anywhere.
That is a hard cutscene skip to get that Jim just got.
Yeah, those cutscene skips are. You can do 3 of them. They're all really precise. It's a lot of like really tight inputs. It's a Tragic Crystal pack. All right, so 2 summit checks. We get. I mean, there's 2 hints here. I don't think Jim's might not even go for both of them, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to go in and douse and then grab the cube. The hint's not useful at this point, and he doesn't have to go into the other part of Summit because that big spot was hinted Baron.
So I'm going to go get this cube.
Yeah, and then probably warp to start.
Yep.
Oh, those are the wrong settings. It is. Let's see. I will post the link. Yeah, I mean, there's not now a ton for Jim to do.
A couple
Like,
cubes,
he's probably
I
going
guess.
to go do Thunderhead because it's got 2 cubes. It's got the White Sword reward. But, like, yeah, there's, this. There is, if he gets Colin's letter, turning in Colin's letter, the item from Colin is heart blocked. All right, well, there's a cube.
Yeah, there's a. I think it's top of aisle songs that's pinging.
Yeah, I think I want to. No, it's the side of aisle songs.
Side of aisle songs.
I think that is the Summit Cube.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. I came the closest. I bet the Summit chest, but I'm not going to count that as a win. So nobody won the bet today.
Darn.
And I don't think Tumble Talk won because I don't think that was the worst place possible either.
It was close to it. Pretty close to it.
The worst place possible would have been some weird fetch quest chain.
Yeah.
Not that
like if that would have been Colin's letter, then Colin's letter is
Yeah. I mean, at this point, that's close to the worst place it could have been. But Jim, I mean, basically full cleared the seed in, an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, starting with claw shots and bombs too. Like he definitely had it was a good start for clearing because you can clear everything. You can clear everything from the start really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, going into LMF when he did and got those was huge.
Yeah.
Betro was hinted entirely barren, and we only go up to bat 50 in these settings, unlike co-op. I tried to advocate for the bat 70 thing, but did not get anywhere. Which I get.
Filthy loose crystal enjoyer.
I know, right? It's not the first time I'm called filthy for something I enjoy. I'm in an online community where the fact that I like hugging makes me filthy.
No, I actually have nothing against loose crystals. I like them.
We talked about this during the co-op as we were testing, that both of us actually enjoy loose crystals. I think loose crystals add something interesting that you have to account for.
They're one of the harder
Especially
things to...
all 15 are in, but they're hard to balance because if you enable all 15, Betro 10 with 10 loose crystals is in logic from the start of the seed. And I know in season 2 when the fill logic was different,
Betro was everywhere.
Betro 10 was often hard required early on.
There was like an entire 50% of the seeds felt like it was bottleneck at Betro 30 after getting 10 loose. You cleared a little bit in Lineru. Actually, it was almost every single Lineru start seed. Was a you had to do a Lineru start to get crystals on shortcut chest, and then crystals on shortcut chest plus 10 loose equals your Ruby tablet or something, and then you go from there. That's a lot of season 2 seeds.
Look, I have considered doing a Randomizer on the HD version where you have to get 80 loose crystals before you go to the sky, or before you leave the sky. Just as
how would you even do that
on HD? On HD, it's doable. You have to play with some wonky settings, but it is doable.
Oh, I guess you can randomize. Start a single gratitudes.
Yeah.
My obligatory callback to that one spoiler log spoiler log no logic race where we did, where you had to, if you wanted to beat the seed, you would have had to you would have had to single dupe you would have had to dupe 70 individual crystals just to get your claw shots to enter Sky Keep to get a tablet or something.
That's why we don't. No logic on this randomizer.
No logic doesn't work. You can't play. You can beat not a lot of no logic seeds in this game.
Yeah,
because
there's game not enough tricks to break it in Ocarina. Or even like Wind Waker with their ways to just destroy logic.
Yeah, we don't. The hard thing is the movement items are really hard to get around. Like you can't get around like having claw shots or having beetle to get certain things. So it just makes it like impossible to do a lot of things. Also, yeah, Jim is fighting Demise. Clean fight.
Just very clean. The Demise fight is very predictable. He behaves in predictable ways.
Yeah,
there's
actually no RNG in this fight.
It's not that it's easy, but it's scripted. So that is GG's for Jim.
That is GG for Jim. So solid win.
Yeah, and both Jim and FeatherBlade are in the waiting room. They're on a 10-minute stream delay, so I'm gonna pull them in.
Hey.
GG Jim, GG FeatherBlade.
Hello. GG's.
GG's.
Before we get questions, what were your all thoughts on the seed?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
That little tablet chain was highly amusing.
We saw that Lake Florida Girahim one, and I was like, oh, that has to be the scale.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, it's the Ruby tablet because that leads to the scale. But Jazz is like, how can the scale be in Lake Florida? And I was like, randomized statues.
Yeah, I was really confused about that. I was not even sure what was going on, but yeah.
I was definitely hoping that the scale would be in Floria chest, but nope.
Nope.
I mean, Ruby tablet's not bad either. It's it just takes a little longer, a few more steps to get the scale.
Yeah. Trying to think if there are other things.
Jim, how'd you like that harp location?
Yeah, that was certainly one of the harp casinos of all time. I mean,
was it? Obviously, I didn't get that far.
Yeah, you had to strike the Magma Turf Goddess Cube and then get the Goddess chest outside of Isle of Songs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so that was actually available a lot earlier. That was not the summit.
Yeah,
cube.
so I did all of Boko Base for nothing.
That's fun. Oh, Boko Base.
Yeah, I had considered going back into Thunderhead earlier just to potentially check that, but I was like, it's technically better if I can full clear it all at once, but oh well. I was very happy that I read that the play at the beginning was to rush LMF as soon as you had Hook Beetle, because we got the really early LMF to Scaldera path hint, and we got Hook Beetles, or we got 2 Beetles immediately, which immediately opened up access to Lene Mining Facility, and I was like, I feel like we want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found bombs and claw shots.
It's interesting, because honestly, both going to LMF worked out as a good play, and not going to LMF worked out, because FeatherBlade, you ended up one-tripping LMF, which saved you a lot of time, actually. And also, you never went to Sansi, which helped. But Jim, also you getting claw shots also just helped me with movement in the spot. So it was interesting to see that bit of divergence from you guys, because it kind of made it hard to follow who was where in the seed, who was ahead at times, because you guys were just doing completely different things for a while. Like FeatherBlade, you got Emerald Tablet way before Jim did. So it was fun to watch.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, there's definitely some divergence early, and then so you two were entering the left side of LMF at basically the same time. Jim had done some more. He had done Sansi. He had done a couple other things. I don't know if you hadn't been to. You had both been to Eldon at that point, but yeah, I mean we saw that, and then it was a pretty obviously just Jim executing much quicker, just kind of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, doing LMF with no bow was kind of painful.
Yeah. LMF with like Beetle as a main, because I think both of you guys had to do like LMF with Beetle as your main projectile, which is just not great.
Yeah, at least it was the quick beetle.
True. I love the quick Beetle.
Well, I accomplished my goal for this this run, which was to complete 2 dungeons before Jim finished the seed.
You got very close to 3.
Yeah, the fact that I made it into the 3rd dungeon was just, you know, icing on the cake for me.
No, I mean, this race was honestly really competitive. Like, I think Jim, towards the middle, you honestly just kind of picked it up with your execution, and that kind of created a little bit of a gap in the middle. Like, but it was really close. Like, you guys, for the first hour, you guys honestly were pretty neck and neck, and like when both of you were in LMF clearing it at pretty much the same time, it was then that was where Jim, like, you like kind of clearly pulled ahead, just clear having a faster LMF clear. So
sweet.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
makes
looking forward to
sense.
watching it back.
no, definitely, it's honestly it's a good race to watch back. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. I picked up on a lot of cool things. That thing you did with the hook beetling the bomb to get the bomb of wall chest and Elden, you taught me something new today.
Yeah, I actually. Oh no, Jim had the bomb bag at that point, but yeah.
Yeah, Jim had bomb.
Yeah, I had bomb bag.
He was kind of going reverse. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I had anything else for you two. I feel like it was a pretty straightforward seed, though, other than kind of the funny thing with the ruby tablet being where it was.
Yeah, it felt pretty straightforward.
It was interesting because both Beetle and Betro were dead. There was so many bait pings.
Well, wallets won't ping.
They won't? Oh, wait.
Because
no,
because
that's
nothing
right.
else
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not time 300. My bad.
Cool. Well, I'm glad it was entertaining, and I really appreciate the opportunity to race against Jim.
Oh yeah, of course. I think even though it doesn't feel great, you definitely can learn a lot. So.
Oh no,
I feel
I actually feel excellent. Like I said, I did not expect to get as far before he finished as I did, because my practice times are generally in the 3-hour 15 range. So.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, depending on what you did, you could have finished within another 15-20 minutes. Obviously, though, the routing, you probably would have done something similar than Jim and gone to Boko base first, but yeah.
It's possible, yeah.
I don't have anything else, then if you all don't.
I think I'm out, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, please, again, GG's to both our runners, FeatherBlade and Jim. Please give both of them a follow. Huge shout out to Jaznix for jumping in the commentary booth with me so that you didn't have to listen to me for 2 hours alone. Thanks to Vibrant Viola and Tumble Talk for jumping in. And I don't know when the next... There's nothing else here on ZSR today. Oh no, there is a Zelda 2 randomizer race at 8 p.m. tonight. Some Ocarina of Time randomizer races, Zelda 2 throughout the week, and more Skyward Sword. So stay tuned. We're going to go raid our friend Cinny. And thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good rest of your Monday.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.